How we doing, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys have had a good week so far. Gonna do something a little different for y'all today. In most of my videos that I've uploaded, like the tips and tricks videos and stuff like that, I've talked a lot about tackle, right? Rods, reels, line, lures, favorite colors and lures and stuff like that. I haven't really done a whole lot of a talk about bags, especially for guys that wade like myself, or guys that kayak or paddleboard. If you're on a skiff, flats boat, it's a little different, right? You can pack a lot more stuff. You can pack a lot more gear. When you're wading, though, I've found that it's best to travel light, but not too light, if that makes sense, right? Especially if you're going to be wading like I do, in either walking flats for a long distance and covering water, or walking docks and again covering water and walking miles fishing all day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You want a little something that's you can put a good bit of gear in, but something that's not going to break your back lugging it around all day. And preferably something that's waterproof, okay? Although that's not a necessity, it doesn't have to be waterproof. So I've got a few different bags here. I'm kind of going to show you guys what they are, and going to talk a bit about my experience with them. So what the heck, let's dive into it. All right, so first bag. This is a bag that I've had for a while. It's just a regular old backpack, kind of like a tactical bag, but just a regular old bag. I don't even know the name brand of it. I think I got this at like Dick's Sporting Goods, or maybe Academy Sports in Jacksonville or something when I was stationed up there. I don't remember. But I've had it for a while, and honestly, it's done a pretty dang good job. In fact, my last wading trip I took, I used this bag. A lot of compartments, so that's kind of it's kind of a double-edged sword when it comes to wading, where your bag is on your back all day, right? The more compartments you have, let's be honest, guys, we're fishermen. I'm really like ADD and anal about like where all my stuff goes, and I don't just throw everything in a bag. I have like my leader over here, and my top water box over here, my jig box here, my fly box here, my tippet here, my pliers here. I'm real anal about where I like everything. That being said, the more pockets you have, the more crap you're going to put in it, therefore the heavier your bag's going to be. So just keep that in mind. Now this bag, like I said, it's got a lot of pockets. I've got pockets, a zip pocket down here. I've got, I'll put this up here. I've got a pocket here with a bunch of areas inside, as well as a main big compartment here that's got a box already in it. Stuff out to the sides, drink holders. I will say this. If you are gonna have a backpack for wading, or for kayaking or whatever, it's always nice to get one that has a buckle in the front, so it buckles across your chest, keeps that bag on, and it's more comfortable, I feel like. I wear a GoPro on my chest. I don't have the head mount. I wear the one on my chest. The backpacks don't get in the way of it. If anything, I usually just clip that little buckle right behind my GoPro, and it's perfect. So that's the first bag. That's kind of just your normal, regular old backpack that I turned into a wading bag. The next backpack is a lot more technical and a lot more expensive. So, but you'll see it kind of lacks a few things. So this is the AFCO. I believe this is called the Urban Angler. Great bag. I've had this bag for like a little over a year now. And honestly, it's been a pretty good bag. However, there's a couple things. As you see, it's very different in size. I'll even put it on for y'all just so y'all can see it. I mean, it's a small little bag, y'all. And I'm not the biggest dude in the world, but I mean, this thing makes me look real big. It's not the biggest bag, okay? It's pretty small. This was a bag that I got traditionally for like pond hopping, like when I go down to Fort Lauderdale in Miami and fish for peacock bass, or when I drive around and fish, ponds for bass. I wanted something light, something small, something that I can put one box in that has my jigs, my chatterbaits, and then maybe like my frogs. And then in the other compartments here up front, you've got some sleeves for your soft plastics, your trailers, things like that. But I started wading with this in saltwater, and it did a very good job. However, I will say this. There's one compartment in here, one main compartment where you can put one box, okay? Not two, not three, one box, right? The box you can put in there is something about this size. This is a Plano Edge box. This is a 3600 size. This is the 11 by 7.25. Small little box, okay? Not the smallest box they make, but a small little box. And putting it down in here, it fits pretty well. Really? Seriously? Come on, dude. Come here. Oh, say hi. Say bye. Go on. So, putting that box in here, it fits pretty well, right? But again, it's this bag is mainly for, in my opinion, if you're going to throw one style of bait, like if I'm going to throw soft plastics all day long, if I'm going to throw a fly all day long, like that's one of my fly boxes with all my flies in there. If I'm just going to throw fly all day and nothing else, great bag, right? You've got enough room for your, your tippets, some leader, maybe like, you've got a little bit of room in here if you want to drop your phone or a GoPro battery or something like that in there. And then your main box that has your tackle tray in there. But again, small bag, okay? Not what I would recommend if you're fishing, if you're wading docks and you're fishing a long way. Not the bag I would recommend if you're going to be in water that's potentially choppy and where this bag could have the chance to get wet. Again, not what I would recommend. It is not a dry waterproof bag. All right. But again, it's I don't really think that's what it was made for. It's called the Urban Angler, right? It's made for like pond hopping style fishing where you put, you fill up a box with your favorite freshwater lures, a few frogs, some jigs, some chatterbaits, and some trailers in the back, and that's what it's made for. I've kind of tested it out in every way I can, and like I said, it's done a good job. I wish it was a little bit bigger. I wish it could hold like 2 of these boxes. That'd be better. But again, it is what it is. So that's bag number 2. Now, getting into the bag that I just got. This is the White River bag from Bass Pro Shops. I'm interested to see. This is a dry bag. Okay, this is supposed to be a waterproof bag. We're going to test that out probably this week and find out. So far though, I mean, I dig it. It's a 20-liter bag, so it's a little bit bigger than the AFTCO bag I just showed you and a little bit smaller than the regular backpack that I first started the video with. It's kind of that happy medium, which I like. You've got, if you guys use a net or net fish, you've got some Velcro straps here. They're actually pretty hard rubber to put a net in. I don't use a net, but I could take my NLBN fish ruler that I have and I could strap it in right here, which is probably what I'll do. There's some dry storage up front as well, right here. If you want to put, it's probably big enough to put a phone or your car keys, your truck keys, so that your key fob doesn't get wet. If you've got, if you use a GoPro like I do, you want to put some some GoPro batteries in a baggie or something like that in there, you can do that as well. Or chewing tobacco. All right, now side here you've got area to put a water bottle or sunblock, which we'll get into later, and then another scupper, or not scupper, I'm sorry, another rubber strap here. The inside, it's pretty big, okay? I don't know if y'all can see in there. The inside is pretty spacious. I can put a full-size 3700. This is the deep box. I can put one in there. I can probably put 2 or 3 in there. Yep, and it fit just fine. Little fly boxes like this, you could stick 2 or 3 of them in there and it wouldn't be a problem. You're just getting into, at that point, you're getting into how much weight it's gonna be holding. Okay, so as y'all can see, you've got the strap across, or you got the buckle strap across the front, which I like, and you've also got, looks like you've got a waist strap as well. Yep. So anyway, we're going to test this out and do a water test on it, and I'll tell you guys more about that later on this week. But before I let y'all go, I'm going to talk a few things real quick that I feel like when you're wading especially, or you're on a kayak or a paddleboard, you need to have with you. There's been a lot of times where I cannot tell y'all how many stingrays I have stepped on in my fishing career. I am surprised I have not got stung yet. I am the only person in my family that has yet to be stung by a stingray. Knock on wood, right? Mom, sister, dad, all stung. So it's I'm 30 years old. I've made it this far, but I've stepped on so many, and I'm waiting for the day that I get hit. I know it's going to happen. It's just what's going to happen. It's the way it is. I've accepted it. However, you don't want something to happen, and whether you step on a ray, you scrape your leg open on barnacles and you're bleeding, you get hooked real bad in your finger or your hand, which or your arm rather, which I've had done many times. You don't want to be out there and have to cut a trip short because you have to walk all the way back to the truck to get some bandages and bandage yourself up, or potentially have to go to the hospital. So everybody, if you're wading, if you're paddleboarding or kayaking, if you're on a boat, you're required to have one, but paddleboarding, kayaking, wading, guys, have a first aid kit, okay? Don't get a cheap one for $10. Spend a little bit of money, get yourself a good med kit. Had this kit for a while, and when you open it up, guys, I mean, you've got everything you need in here. You've got gauze, wraps, shears. I believe there's even like a little scalpel in here if you need to cut something open to make room for gauze or anything like that. Alcohol pads, peroxide, everything is in here. And what I like about these is they've got some real durable Velcro straps on the back. You can strap these in. I could strap this onto this bag if I want on the inside and have it in there. God forbid I really need it. It's with me and I can use it. Okay. Like I said, you don't want to be waiting and be 3 miles away from your truck and get hit by a stingray, or guys, it's not out of the realm of possibility to be waiting around and get hit by a shark either. I've never had it happen to me, thank God. But my last trip over to the East Coast, I had a 6-foot bull shark 5 feet from me in knee-deep, crystal clear water, chasing finger mullet up on the bank. It could happen. Okay, so me being the way I am and just being former military, we're always taught to be prepared for kind of any little thing that could happen. And why not, right? Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So a good thing is a med kit. Take it with you. All right. Next thing, we're going to talk about sun protection, which, let's face it, nobody likes talking about it. It's kind of a pain. I used to never wear sunscreen ever. I have permanent raccoon eyes now because of that. That's just part of being a fisherman. And I wear those raccoon eyes with pride. But as I've gotten older, I've tried to get a little bit more smart about sunscreen. Being on the water all day, that glare that comes off the water, you actually get a more direct burn and a deeper burn, I believe, than if you just go to the beach and you sit there in the sun. When that sun hits off the water and that glare comes off the water, those rays I feel like are even stronger than if you're just out in the sun walking around all day. So I use Sunbum. Sunbum is, for me, I like it. It smells good. It smells like coconuts. It doesn't have that kind of stupid, dorky smell of regular old sunscreen. And it works. It's a little expensive, I'm not going to lie, for the sunscreen, but it works really well. So, I get this. It looks like a little sleeve of deodorant. Get it, rub it on your nose, rub it on your ears, rub it on your face. I like these as opposed to like the sprays. I feel like the sprays don't last as long. If you want to use the spray for your legs or for your arms, go ahead. But for your face, which is like the most important part, I think, Something like that'll work. You've also got like the other Sunbum topical stuff, which comes in like a little jar like that, and get that, rub it on your nose, around your ears, all over your face. Protect your face as much as you can. If you guys wear buffs, even better, right? I usually don't, because it fogs up your sunglasses sometimes when you breathe. So usually I just have my hood up, kind of like that, and I fish with that on. But again, never hurts to have some sunscreen. Also, we're going to talk about it. Dude wipes. Y'all, if you're out there and you're wading around, or you're out there kayaking around and you're by the mangroves and all of a sudden you have to go, just have some dude wipes, some toilet paper, something like that. But dude wipes work pretty well. So I just picked up some of these today. Needed some. But dude wipes will help you out. And then good pair of pliers. Make sure you've got a good pair of pliers with you. These are some offshore anglers. They've worked out really well for me. I've used these, and I've used Dankos as well. They work really well, and they're pretty affordable. They're not real expensive. Even for like just the base pair of Dankos, they're like 15 or 20 bucks. They're pretty cheap. And they last a long time. These offshore anglers have lasted me a little over a year now, and cutters on it is still razor sharp. I've taken these. I don't put them in my bag. I put them on my hip, and I wade around with them in the salt water, and just wash them off afterwards with fresh water. Rinse them down, get all the salt off, and they're still working just fine. Guys, that's pretty much going to be it. Hope y'all enjoyed this little segment into packs. Again, like I said, everybody's different. You don't need to go out and spend $300 or $400 on a Simms dry bag. Now, that being said, I might end up doing that. We'll see how this bag works out. This bag, y'all, was under $100 at Bass Pro Shops. Like I said, it's a White River. It's Bass Pro Shops brand. Supposed to be a waterproof bag. It looks like most generic waterproof bags out there. But we're going to put it through. I'm going to put it through a few tests. I am going to fully submerge it under the water and see if it leaks. And we'll go from there. But I am going to do an honest review on just this bag next week, so you guys stay tuned for that. But otherwise, guys, that's going to be it for me. If you are going fishing this weekend, be careful, be safe, and remember, if you're on the flats, if you're out fishing, first aid kit, dude wipes, sunblock, pliers, and a good bag. So, guys, hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and enjoy your next coming weekend. And as always, tight lines, take care, and I'll see y'all in the next video.